So you finally managed to dupe someone into going on a date with you. Well, good on you. But now's the time to step it up a notch and actually go out on that date. And hey, you know what's popular right now? Video games. No, really, they're everywhere. Trust me. So instead of going out on a boring date like walking on the beach at sunset, going to a romantic picnic, or worst of all, a movie, why not use games? And these are the top 7 date games. Games that will ensure that you and your partner will have the greatest time possible and will absolutely go on another date with them. And these aren't your average date games that everybody would recommend. Oh no. Some people will just say that you should try something like Wii Sports, but I'm not gonna do that, and not just because posting a single frame from Wii Sports will cause Nintendo to basically claim every video we've made in the last year. That's one reason. The others would be that there are many other games that you can use on a date to highlight the benefits of gaming, especially if the person you're going out with is not a gamer, or if they're more of a casual gamer, or if you just want to know what kind of gamer they are. That being said, let's get it started with number 7, The Longest Journey. Now this game is a bit of a trap, because if they enjoy it, then you are guaranteed a second date, because they will have to stick around to see how it ends. I mean, they may enjoy the story, they may want to see through, and the game, as you may imagine from the name, is rightfully long. It's also quite nice. And at one point you will come across a puzzle involving a rubber duck, and if the person that you're dating doesn't strangle you because of it, you are off to a good start. Also, again, the story is great, the characters are superb, and it's a very, very charming video game. Along those lines, number 6, The Secret of Monkey Island or Discworld. You know what's great for a date? Humor. You may not have a sense of humor because you spend most of your time on internet message boards saying mean things to people that don't like the same video games that you do, or worse, watching these videos. So you may need to substitute your lack of humor with funny games, and well, The Secret of Monkey Island is a great one. It's very funny, it's colorful, it's got charm and character, and it's got a very, very nice story about a bumbling idiot that gets a girl who is way beyond his league in terms of looks, competence, intelligence, kind of everything. You just have to wonder, what does Elaine see in them? But if that's a bit too close to home, then you also have Discworld, which is, again, colorful, charming, very funny. It's based on the writings of Terry Pratchett, who was an amazing writer, and this game is as funny as possible. And the main character is voiced by Eric Idle. And, continuing from the bit with the duck, the puzzles here may make your partner want to strangle you. If they don't, again, you're on the right path. Though it's not just one puzzle here, it's basically every puzzle in the game. They're all made by insane people with the objective of driving you insane. And if your partner does have a resilience to the insanity-inducing puzzles, then they are a keeper, because basically living with you for long term would kind of drive people insane, wouldn't it? Number 5, Diablo 3 or Path of Exile. Now normally I would just say go for Path of Exile, but people like different things, and Diablo 3 is a bit more approachable, so let's say add that one in there too. Now why these games? Well, because, how should I put this? Killing monsters together brings people closer. Also, it's a very good opportunity to see exactly how well your partner will react to the Skinner box type of gameplay, where basically every 2 minutes with every action you do, you get a chime, a chirp, a pop-up, a bling-bling, a small visual reward, a meaningless trinket, something that makes you think that you're progressing, and those rewards sort of become less and less frequent. They become farther apart to the point where you're just playing them hoping that you will one day get one of those rewards. That's kind of a barometer for how your relationship will go, because let's face it, you're gonna be on the rocks sometimes, and it's nice to know that that person will be with you in the long stretch of loveless desert that awaits you during your journey through life. Number 4, Dear Esther. Now this is another trap. Give them about 15, maybe even 20 minutes to play it, and if they don't say, well, hold on a moment, this isn't a game, then I would suggest you not date that person. If they embrace it as being a game, as being a marvel of design, an experience that is all-encompassing and surpasses all the games that were before it, I actually encourage you to not help this person procreate. Sure, they may do it on their own, but at least delay it for the good of mankind. Yeah, I know that taste and intelligence, well, to a point, isn't, well, kind of is in some ways genetic, but the environment that the child would be brought up in, that's not the kind of thing you would want. Number 3, Portal 2 or The Escapist 2. These games are both cooperative. They both require you to work together with your teammate, with your partner, with your date, to figure out a solution to a problem. In Portal 2, you have some very fun puzzles. You have puzzles that will allow you to think creatively and will test your ability to coordinate your movements, to give instructions to one another, to the point where you can sort of act in sync. In Escapist 2 is kind of the same thing, because it does have a co-op mode where you both have to escape from the same jail. And you both get to come up with your own plans or work together on a bigger plan and build tools and maybe cover for each other when you have to, you know, dig a hole, dig a tunnel, do something. They are games that will bring you closer together. Games that will make you better at being a couple. Unless the person you're playing with is utterly incompetent. Or you are. Let's face it, it's probably gonna be you. Number 2, Clandestine. Now this is also a co-op game, but it's a bit more of a really cooperative game than the others. And by that I mean that you will not be playing on the same map. Well, you are playing on the same map, but from different perspectives. One of you is a spy, the other is a hacker. The hacker has to help the spy get around the level by disabling traps, doors, offering information, hacking stuff, disabling cameras, and doing everything possible to not get her caught. While the spy has to make sure that she follows the instructions of the hacker and gives him access to the tools that he may need to further assist in the infiltration. This game doesn't have what you would call the best possible tools for indirect and verbal communication between players, so if you're not capable of communicating with each other, you will be at each other's throats about 2-3 missions into the game. You'll murder each other, basically, is what I'm saying. Or maybe you will grow to cooperate, you will develop an understanding, you will communicate at a subliminal telepathic level. And number 1 is Postal 2. You heard me right, Postal 2. And this isn't a trap, no, I'm really suggesting that on a date, you play Postal 2. And I have a very good reason why. You see, there's a lot of weirdos on everywhere, and you want to make sure that you don't date such a weirdo, or if you do, that it's your kind of weirdo. And Postal 2 is kind of a game for weirdos up to a point. I mean, you get to use a cat as a silencer. So consider this game as being a barometer. This game can be a way to detect how much of a weirdo the person you're dating is. Because you may not realize this, but at least the first level of Postal can be completed without any violence. Yeah, you may see that Postal is a violent game. It's M-rated, it's adults only some places, it's a sting of controversy, but you can finish at least the first level without harming a soul. All it takes is a bit of patience and a bit of level-headed thinking. If your date decides to play as that kind of person who actually does what they're told, doesn't try to do any evil stuff to get ahead, then you may have yourself an ideal partner, a caring soul who won't beat you over the head with a shovel. On the other hand, if they do decide to go nuts and kill everybody, at least you can see on their face the amount of enjoyment they get out of doing what they're doing. And you know, there's a level above which a person shouldn't smile when they're doing something like that. Like if it's just a little smirk, like yeah, you know, it's a funny thing, but if they're grinning madly like they had just found their calling in life, well, one, you're kind of responsible for unlocking that part of their soul, so it's up to you to make sure that they don't act out on the impulses they just realized they had. And two, you should probably not date them, or if they break it off, it's okay. But if you break it off, do it gently, maybe without them realizing. Faking your own death may be a good idea, and don't give them a key to your house. Again, not because games make you violent, but you kinda learn what kind of people you're dealing with when playing Postal 2. Sure, it may have taken a bit longer for those traits to manifest on their own without the game, but at least the neighborhood pets will be thankful. And that would be it for the top 7 best ways to know if you're dating a serial killer. Now, I don't guarantee that these will actually work, so if you do get serial killed, it's not my fault. I just tried to warn you. Goodbye.